looking at a horrible person every time I wake up in the morning. It's a lot worse than only seeing a horrible person one time in a back alley somewhere. And women have the worst opinion of themselves than other women. The patriarchy wouldn't work if half the women on this planet didn't support it, enable it, and teach it to the next generation. Women do a better job of extending and continuing the patriarchy than men ever could dream to accomplish. Which is why in foreign countries, older women teach women how to be property. You go to places like Africa, Asia, the Middle East. It's the older women that teach the younger women how to be anything but be a submissive, silent woman. The only time someone should be quiet, as if they have nothing good to say, or the person you want to talk to, there's no point talking to them. Personally, I think talking to MAGAs is a waste of time. That's why I don't talk to them. Women will never see equality. They'll never be paid what they deserve, as long as they have a worse opinion of themselves than men do of them. Men can't hate us more than we hate ourselves. And women, they do hate themselves. We call it internalized misandry. Sometimes it's internalized sexism, internalized misogyny. It's as prevalent in our culture as internalized homophobia. Because internalized homophobia is the hatred of women. Because homophobia is the hatred of anything that isn't masculine. And that's why people who aren't straight are demonized. Because they've dared to become a threat by rejecting the gender roles and the gender expectations that men force on everyone who isn't a man. And don't get me wrong, they force roles and expectations on other men. But nothing compared to how they try to punish women for daring to say no. And male entitlement, if the object of their lust is anything near to feminism, or the object of their lust is anything feminine, they honestly believe that they're entitled to it. Honestly, I think if we put every single man on this planet, whether cis or not, in a room where they would not get in trouble and no one would ever know what they said, if we asked them, are you entitled to women's bodies? I think 99% of the population would say yes. I honestly believe that if it was legal and men could get away with it, they would probably sell every woman on this planet. Without women and a few decent guys keeping bad men from doing anything they want, we would have Gilead. Some people think we're already living in it. I kind of agree with that. It's so sad how women hate themselves. They hate that they're too feminine. They may hate themselves for not being the perfect wife. I mean, women are their worst enemy. Society teaches us that there is a standard that women must follow, that it is impossible to meet. If you've ever watched Barbie, that famous scene where they talk about the impossible expectations of women. You have to be smart but not too smart, not too pretty, not too successful, not too bossy, not too maternal. You can't win. And failing or thinking that you're failing is a direct response to the internalized hatred of femininity that women have within their own skin. You're not a failure as a woman for not being Barbie. You're a failure because you play by their rules. Just stop playing by their rules. Stop trying to be in the boys' club. Stop trying to be the object of man's fantasies and man's gaze. Stop dressing for anyone but yourself. Stop being the perfect wife, the perfect girlfriend, because she doesn't exist. She's a fantasy that men have created and women worship so that if you don't measure up, men win when you punish yourself. In my opinion, there's no such thing as a perfect anybody. Because someone who cares about you doesn't want you to be perfect. They just want you to be who you are. And any man who doesn't like the way a woman dresses or what wine she enjoys to drink, doesn't like her hobbies and her career, they're not good for you. Because a good friend, a good partner, if you want one, will enjoy who you are. They won't want to change you. They're okay with you changing as you grow and mature. They expect you to change. They don't hold you back from changing. They just don't expect you to change in specific ways at specific times. And that's the difference between healthy and toxic stereotypes. And as long as women hate themselves more than men ever could or ever will, they've already won. Women just need to wake up in the morning and completely reject what being a woman is. Just reject popular culture of what women are, what women don't do. Forge your own path. Life's an adventure. And anyone who adheres to a toxic, patriarchal expectation, they're basically stabbing themselves in the foot because it's not going to help you later. Play life by your own rules. And if you can't, get help, get right, or get left behind. And a lot of men on this planet just need to be left behind because they're not good people. And there's a lot of women out there that aren't good people either. But very few women kill other women or other men. And 94% of violent crimes are done by men. Men just don't care. And the mistake women make is caring for the men. It's not their job. It's not women's job to fix a man. And you really shouldn't want to. The only time you should ever accept a fixer-upper is a car. Never accept any relationship that involves someone who's a fixer-upper. If somebody isn't the best version of themselves when you meet them, don't date them. You can't fix people. And the idea that you want to or someone wants to use you to fix themselves is borderline toxic. And women lose their lives every 10 minutes in the U.S. because they think they can change a horrible human being. You can't. Church does very little to teach women how to live with. Church does not teach women how to live effective, happy lives without men. Because men don't need women, women don't need men. There's very few things in life you do need. Water, oxygen, food, a compliment, or a nice word are things you need to be whole human beings. Anything else like sex, relationships, partners, you don't need. You're not going to die if you don't have one. And if you do have one, the odds are you'll probably die. which is ironic, but so no, you don't need someone in your life. You can live without being married or having a fiance. We just need to reject institutions and belief systems that teach women to hate themselves. This internal self-loathing of women, for women, is so exhausting. That's where our toxic femininity comes from. Women wanting to be masculine, wanting to reject one type of being a woman so they're not perceived as being too girly. And women will never be equal and go through life happy to be who they are if they internalize their self-hatred of women. Because nobody hates women better and more effectively than women do.